Then we're going to move on to creating our first actual script files. This way you're going to understand what's happening before you start worrying about file management. So the REPL stands for Read, Evaluate, Print and Loop. Don't worry about that acronym at the moment. It's nothing you'll ever be tested on if you are going for the certification. Just think of it as having a conversation with Python. You type something, Python responds, and you type something else, Python responds again. It's just a quick, do one line, get an answer back. So basically this is perfect for your first Python scripting experience because you get immediate feedback. So you don't have to be creating files to start with or wondering if something is actually working. You just type a command and you see the results straight away. Okay, so let's get started with the REPL. So what we're going to do, we're going to go onto the command prompt and we're going to enter the Python REPL now. So Windows, we'll just type Python. If you're using a Linux-based system, you'll type Python 3. Okay, so now you should see here the actual version of Python that you're running, in which case on this particular machine is 3.13.1, which is exactly right for this one. We did install a slightly different version earlier on, but that was on a completely different piece. I tend to jump back and forth between different actual machines. What you'll see here though is the 3 greater than signs. Now those 3 greater than signs is showing you that you are in the actual REPL itself and that Python is waiting for a command. So let's give it a quick command. Let's do a print and let's do I love networking and press enter and it prints it straight out. So you type something and it responds immediately, which is exactly what we want to see. Let's try a couple of others. Let's do a print and let's do a host name is R1 and let's do a print VLAN 10. So as you can see, you do a line and it does it. It gives you the result straight away. Not very practical if you have multiple lines of things you want to do, but for a very quick test, it's pretty good. What we can also do, it's not just printing out names and variables. You can do your math in here as well. So let's do 100 plus 54, and you got 154. Let's do 154 times 5, 770. Let's do A equals 426. And let's do print A. Oops. Let's do print A. And there you go, 426. So as you can see, you can do things interactively. You put something in, you can create variables, but you can only really do line by line. That's all we actually have that we can do with this. Let's see what happens when we paste something in. Okay, so we've pasted in, switch 1, SW1 plus, and then you see you have your little delimitator there and access, and it's concatenated them together because the plus sign here and here means concatenate, means add. So it's adding switch SW1 plus the hyphen plus access. Exactly the same as if we do VLAN plus 10 gives us VLAN 10. Now if we do Giga Ethernet 0-1 and we exit that, it gives us Giga Ethernet 1. Okay, so as we can see, we can concatenate, we can add things together in the actual REPL itself, but it's not really super intuitive to be using all the actual time. But again, the operator, the plus operator, and that's what the plus is called, it's an operator. So that is an operator. So we've basically done this word here with the operator of plus, hyphen, and then access, and it's given us the SW1 access, which is what we actually wanted to see. But of course, these are things in the REPL that you would use solely for mainly testing, a little bit of syntax out, to see whether a bit of syntax actually works. If your actual terminal is getting a little bit cluttered, just type in clear like I did there and press enter, and it will clear the whole screen. So it clear everything off there so you can carry on doing it, but it only clears the actual display. If you have variables or anything else in there, it will still actually keep them in that actual REPL session itself. It won't remove them, it will just clear off what's actually being displayed on your actual screen. Let's try a couple of other ones here. So let's do, so hostname equals, and let's do SW access. So this is, we're using variables here, and let's just see if we can recall the SW access itself. So if I just type hostname, then it gives us back what we actually put in as the variable as SW access. Now, what happens if we do print hostname? So let's try that. So print hostname, again, it gives us the SW access, but you notice how we don't get the actual quotation marks in there, which is what we actually want. So you'll be using the print function a lot within your Python scripting. Let's try a few others. So let's paste in, let's do, for sake, a device type, and we'll do that as an equals switch, and let's try our location. See, again, you'll notice that it's not printing these out as we go along because these are variables that we're doing. And so the location is rack 1. Okay, so let's see if we can recall any of this. So let's see if we can recall by doing device type. And you'll notice again, it's come back as switch, but it's got the actual quotation marks there. Let's see if we can print again here. So print, and let's move that out of the way. Let's print, let's say location in rack 1 without the actual quotations at all. Let's clear that off the screen now. So let's type in clear, so we can now carry on with this. So the REPL basically has some specific behaviors that are worth understanding. See, when you type an expression, something that has a value, the REPL will show you that result instantly. So let's paste this in here. So you notice to put 24 plus 48 gives us 72. We've done SW1 access, and it's come straight back with SW1 access. And when I type hostname, now you notice we don't have hostname here, but it still shows us SW1 access, because remember I said earlier on that even though we've cleared the screen, any variables that we've done within this REPL session are still active. So even though you can't see it here, it is still there in the actual background. So it's definitely something worthwhile remembering. Another thing you need to be kind of aware of is if you type in some syntax but you don't finish it, then the REPL itself will wait for you to actually complete this. So let's do a print, and let's do Cisco is better than Netgear, which of course we know is 100% correct, and I press enter. Now you notice I've not closed this off. I've not put the quotation marks or the brackets in here. It tells us here that it's incorrect syntax, so it'll tell you where something is actually wrong. It tells us that we have an undetermined string, so we know we can go back through and change that. So if I go up and now put in the rest of the actual syntax, then it does that absolutely fine. So the thing with the REPL itself is it will tell you if something is actually wrong. And if you want to get out of the REPL, then you can type in exit, followed by the curly braces. So that will get you out, or you can do Control D as well. I prefer Control D because it's just an awful lot easier. Okay, so in the next video now, what we'll do is that we'll go through actually doing our actual scripts as in files. So I hope this has been interesting for you, and I'll see you in the next video.